thank Big FM for giving me the opportunity for being here today and giving me this.
நடிகை மாதிரியே பேசுறீங்க. இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் உங்க விளையாட்டை பத்தி சொல்லுங்க. ஸ்குவாஷ் அப்படின்ற ஒரு போட்டியை சத்தியமா எங்களுக்கு வந்து நாங்கள் அவ்வளோவா டிவியில் கூட பார்க்கறது இல்லை. அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு விளையாட்டை நீங்கள் சூஸ் பண்ணிக்க உங்கள் கரியரா எந்த அளவுக்கு ஃபியூச்சர் இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்க இந்த மாதிரி விளையாட்டு? ஏன்னா எங்களுக்குலாம் தெரியாது.
நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட்டு 9 years ஓல்டாக இருக்க போது ஸ்குவாஷ் ஜாயின் பண்ணேன். எங்கள் பாட்டி சொல்லி தான் நான்
ஸ்குவாஷ் விளையாட சொன்னாங்களா?
இல்லை பாட்டி வந்து இண்டோர் ஸ்போர்ட் விளையாட சொன்னாங்க அண்ட் அதனால நான் ஸ்குவாஷ் ஜாயின் பண்ணேன். பெஸ்ட் ஆஃப் 5க்கு விளையாடுவோம். 11 points each game. Squash basically or indoor sport. I think this is the only sport in which your opponent stands next to you and you can't see where she is standing, and it's a very fast game, and the pair is squash in which I think after you finish playing you'll be squashed.
அனக்கா இத தவிர நீங்க இன்ஜினியரிங் வேற படிச்சிட்டு இருக்கீங்கல, படிக்கிறதுக்குலாம் நேரம் கிடைக்குமா?
I cannot balance both. நான் இப்போ second year computer science engineering in SSN college படிச்சிட்டு இருக்கேன். And my college is also very supportive, and my coaches, my parents, my family, everyone என்ன ரொம்ப encourage பண்றாங்க. So அதனால I'm able to balance both.
Okay. I should really talk about my sport because my sport is just another sport which is not recognized because I race with men, I race with boys, I race with sharks, I can say, because I'm the only girl in India and I represent Chennai, and I've won a lot of awards. I've won a lot. I've raced with guys. I've raced 600cc bikes. I've had horrible, terrible accidents, and now I've moved into. I represent Volkswagen India 2012, and I'm 6th in the championship with 25 boys. So it's a very big deal for me. But I really wish there was more girls into racing because being surrounded with so many thousands of guys always is very tough, very challenging because I train like 3 hours a day and it's very tough. I don't lead a normal girl's life. It's very tough. I don't go out like a normal girl. I don't party. So it's always been very disciplined, very strict. My diet, my training and all that. So to be tough, to be number one, you got to sacrifice a lot. So I really wish through Big FM and through a lot of media, there's a lot of girls who can come into racing, and for sure I'm going to help every girl who will come in the future in racing.
Alisha, you've been in a sport which not many women are a part of. So, how has the city helped you? City Chennai.
City Chennai.
Your infrastructure la eppadi irukku? Or sports, motor sports ku?
Yeah, because I think motorsports is growing in India now since we have an F1 track in India, which is doing really well, and we have a Chennai track called Street Parbatur, Irikattakotai. So we have all the races happening there, and so that's.
Okay, ipo eppadi vandinga?
Oh, yeah. One more thing, I never travel by bike. My parents are really strict because they think Chennai is very unsafe to ride bikes on the road because. I'm sorry to say because the roads, I think like Adi said, roads needs to be improved, and every guy and they see a girl riding a bike on the road or driving a car on the road, they just cut across.
ஏன் இப்படி பண்றீங்க?
So yeah, I think in future it will be like.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம். இது என்னோட ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அவார்ட். இப்போதான் நான் ஒட்டி போடவே ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கேன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். இது எனக்கு ஒரு தூண்டில் மாதிரி. இந்த நல்ல ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி நல்லா யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டா வெற்றின்ற சிகரத்தை கண்டிப்பாக தொடுவேன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். பேஜ் வரல, எனக்கு ரொம்ப நர்வஸாக இருக்குது. தேங்க்யூ.
பயப்பட வேணாம், நாங்கள் இது பண்ண மாட்டோம். நீங்கள் எவ்வளோ நல்ல விஷயங்கள்லாம் பண்ணுறீங்க. அதை பற்றி இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் எப்போ ஆரம்பிச்சிங்க?
நான் 12th தான் முடிச்சிருக்கேன். ஹாஸ்டலில் தான் படித்து வளர்ந்தது எல்லாமே. எப்படியாவது சம்பாரிச்சு தான் மேற்கொண்டு படிக்கணுன்ற ஆசை இருந்தது. நிறைய கம்பெனி ஏறி இறங்கினேன், ஜாப் யாரும் கொடுக்கவே இல்லை. ஓனோன்றது ஒரு குறையவே எனக்கு பேச்சு வரல.
I want to tell you that mental illness, over 10 million people in our country are suffering from major mental illnesses, and as per the WHO, that by 2020, one in every 4 family, one member of every 4th family will be suffering from mental illness. And the biggest problem is that we have only 3,500 to 4,000 psychiatrists. New York City alone has 4,500 psychiatrists. So it becomes very, very important that the families stand up and start, involving themselves in the treatment of mental illness. And that is what we did. Later on, when to give them, occupational therapy was a very big challenge for us. And that is how, when my brother started going for work, I put him in our own factory. And the result was just exhilarating. And that set us thinking, why not we have sheltered employment for our people?
Because I think now you have 4 retail shops.
Yes. Now we have 4 retail shops where our people, recovered people from mental illness, they work there, they earn their this thing, and we call them sheltered because we keep monitoring it. And after that, we want to put them back in the work. The main aim is actually to engage them, to empower them, to rehabilitate them, and also relocate them in the society. Because society does not understand. I want to ask you do you also understand what is the difference between mental illness and mentally retarded? And everybody, labels them as one. But I want to tell you that social awareness is very low about mental illness, but stigma is very high. Even our people, I was requesting all of them, the ones who are working in other places, I was requesting you please come with me. Today we have got a platform, stand there and speak about your experiences. But nobody was willing to come because of stigma. And we definitely value their privacy. But then one person who agreed to come along with me, who was brave enough, he said, okay, I'll share my experience.
So someone is here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, we'll call them on stage.
Sundaraman, come.
Good evening, everybody. Wish you all a happy Gandhi Jayanti. My name is Sundar Raman. I did my school. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sundar Raman. I did my schooling from New Delhi. I got a gold medal from CBSE, Central Board of Secondary Education, for being one among the top 1% of successful candidates in English. Then we migrated to Chennai, and I am proud to say that I am also a Chennaiite. I did my college from Madras Christian College, Tambaram. I emerged with flying colors. I wrote several competitive examinations and I got a job in Indian Railways. I worked for Southern Railway for 13 years before being afflicted with mental illness. Due to mental illness, I had to resign my job, well-paying job. In the frustration, I resigned my job. I was very much depressed and admitted to a rehabilitation center called Asha, run by this madam. The madam gave me hope. She said, don't lose hope, don't get depressed. There is hope for you. You come into my shop and work. I made a resolve that day, in spite of all my illness, I will stand up and fight in this world. So I joined the shop. Madam put me as manager. I made an ABC analysis. I took the bill book. I looked at the items. I labeled them as A category items, fast moving items, which were appearing several times in the bill. B category items, which were appearing slow, very infrequently in the bills. There were some items which were not billed at all, which were lying in the shop. I labeled them as C category items. I told madam, you stock only A and B items, don't stock C category items. I don't know what happened. She was so impressed that she called me to her factory called Chromatics and Insurance Private Limited, and she asked me to work there as an assistant. I worked there for some time, but unfortunately God was not very kind to me there also. I got offers from several big companies like Kent RO Systems and other companies. I worked there several years in Bangalore under the care of my sister, but again I suffered from a relapse, sorry to say, because of stigma. But that did not deter me. I was again re-admitted to Asha Home. Again madam employed me in her company Chromatics, now in packing section. That was a further blow for me. But then, if you have the will, you have the way. Again I resolved myself, I will not give up my medication. I will not withstand stigma. I will stand up to the world and fight. So again I worked very hard in the packing section where I had to do some manual Then slowly madam told me, you are a graduate. You need not do just a manual work. She put me in front office. Because of my knowledge of Hindi, English and Tamil, I could freely converse with the customers. Many customers, they told madam, we want to talk to only Sundar Raman. I don't want to boast, but this is the truth. So the customers were very much impressed with my customer savvy orientation. With the result, now I am the commercial manager of this company. I am handling all the sales and purchase work, that is the commercial aspect of chromatics. I make the purchase orders, I receive all the orders to email, I make the customer bills, that is the sales invoices and tally 9, I reply all the emails, and in short, I report everything to the madam. So, to say the least, I am very happy with God has given me. And God has taught me a lesson in my life that not to accept a defeat, to stand up and fight in this world. If you have the will, you have the way. So, I would request all the mentally ill brothers and sisters that schizophrenia is not a disease to be afraid of. Like BP or diabetes, if you take a regular medication, you can come out of this disease. If you have the willpower, take constant medication, and with God's grace, you can overcome this mental illness. Mental illness itself is not an illness. It is just an obstacle to be overcome. And I thank everybody for giving me this opportunity to speak here. And I thank Madam Ratna Sippar for what she has done for me. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Actually, we have many such success stories, but not many people want to come here and share because of stigma, because they think that they are now in a job, and if other people come to know, they will lose their job. Thank you so much.
यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र परिपूर्णलोचनं पाश्मवानि परिपूर्ण